And now, one of the many, a lot of big names in You, Me, and Dupree.
God, you're not kidding. This thing is loaded.
Including a guy we've seen in 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, and many other places, Seth Rogen. How you doing, Seth?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good,
Not bad.
Man. Hey.
Got that recognizable voice, doesn't he?
God, yes.
I'm not acting at all.
When's the last time you Googled Alba?
Alba? Oh, my God, minutes ago.
That was very funny, by the way.
I know. I scared the hell out of Ludacris, who was sitting beside me. After they turned to me, go, you didn't tell me they were shooting the thing. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, because there was a lot of pressure on you right out of the gate there, right on live television.
It was a little scary.
I would have been completely freaked. I would have been in the bathroom. I wouldn't have been there for the shot.
Yeah, it was a little terrifying. Luckily, the open bar relaxed me enormously.
Yeah, I don't mind. Although I don't blame you for loving her feet. I could probably get into that myself.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Hey, Seth, tell us about You, Me, and Dupree. All we've really had is the trailer to watch. And, you never can really tell about a comedy with a trailer, but you got a great cast, and I hear it's funny.
Yeah, the cast is amazing. I mean, Owen Wilson is hysterical, obviously, and Matt Dillon.
Michael Douglas in a different kind of role.
Yeah, Michael Douglas is really funny. That guy looks good in a suit. I don't care how old he is or ever will get. He'll always be fantastic in a suit.
Yeah, how does he do it?
I know. And when you're around him, you're like, it makes perfect sense that he's with Catherine Zeta-Jones because he's the coolest person I've ever.
Is he pretty cool?
He's outrageously cool.
Yeah, boy, he's a hell of a golfer, that's for sure.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. He's got that annual golf thing where he's out there with Pesci and Nicholson and all those guys.
Right. See, he's just got cool friends.
He's got a pretty hot wife, too. Was the wife on the set at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, bummer.
I see Lance Armstrong is also in this thing. Now we've heard Lance a little full of himself. Did you have much?
I did not meet him at all. But I would imagine he would be. I mean, you're the best in the world at anything. You might as well be pretty full of yourself.
Yeah,
I'm like a mediocre actor, and I'm very full of myself.
Even if it is riding a bike, what the hell?
Exactly.
No, I got to give him his due. I mean,
riding a bike. I mean, how many guys 30 are still riding bikes? You're the best in the world, but nobody else is doing it.
I touched on that in 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think. Everyone rides with their six.
Now, how about Kate Hudson? That's a cute chick.
Yeah, she's cool as hell.
Yeah.
She's a real rock and roll chick. I just kept on wanting to get Black Crowes tickets out of her. That's the only.
You mix it up with her quite a bit in this movie, or?
No, we have very little contact. Most of my stuff is with Matt and Owen, which was very hilarious for me because I don't know, it's weird when you grow up watching people. I would always say that it made them feel very old, but I mean, it's just weird to act with people that kind of you've been looking at since you were, in high school or younger.
What's your character? What exactly are you doing in the movie, Seth? You're Neil. That's all I know.
Neil, who's a friend of theirs. I play someone 15 years older than I actually am, who's married, which is very, very odd for me, but hilarious to watch. I grew a beard. That was my only acting move to make myself like, how do I look older? Grow a beard.
Man, that's heavy.
I'm a real facial hair actor.
So was that your first beard? I mean, did you know it was going to be a good beard?
Oh, I knew. I've grown many beards before.
Oh, have you? I can't grow a beard worth a damn. I really can't. No, I don't know what it is. It's spotty. It's too many different colors. Too much white these days.
You just got to commit to it, man. That's all I say.
Hey, Seth, you did some writing for the Ali G show, I see.
Yeah, I did.
That's very interesting. How was he to work with, Sasha?
He's like the funniest guy ever, I think.
Well, that's what I would think, but you never know.
I
pulls
seen
it off.
the Borat movie, and it is one of the single funniest movies that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, we love that show, and of course his character Borat is just absolutely beyond belief.
It's amazing. No, he's hysterical. It's one of those rare things where you're a real huge fan of a show, and then when you actually get a chance to work on it, it's it's amazing. That guy's genius.
We're talking to Seth Rogen. Seth is in You, Me, and Dupree with Owen Wilson, Kate Hudson, Matt Dillon, Michael Douglas, so on and so forth. And as far as Ali G, now it's interesting. I was reading where you started writing for the show in its second year, correct?
Yeah.
And so the problem was about half the people that you would end up doing stuff with would figure out who he was, or just, basically you couldn't use half the stuff.
Yeah, you'd get busted a lot. And, he is like so, adamant about people not knowing who he is, and that being the whole joke. And, that he would just throw out tons of hilarious stuff if the impression people knew what was happening. But, we shot so much stuff that, you get your season's worth out of it. But the cutting room floor is filled with hilarious gags.
Oh, that's too bad.
So was that kind of the problem as far as, going further with it, that eventually you just figured you couldn't get anybody who wouldn't know who he was?
Well, I was saying, in England, he would always talk about how he started exactly the same, and he's saying by the time they stopped doing the show, he was one of the most recognizable people in the entire country.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, talk about ruining your own gig. It's impossible.
Oh, God, what a bummer.
That is really weird.
That's really, what a horrible side effect.
So what kind of stuff ended up on the editing room floor? Was there stuff where you didn't feel like they had figured it out and he did, or?
He was always very in tune to these things, and if he even suspected it might not work, he would just kind of call it off, and we'd try to get another, crazy farmer to show us around.
Where did you? How did you hook up with him? How did you even meet him to be involved in the writing?
It was actually through Judd Apatow, who's the guy who directed 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's all this Hollywood crap, they were the same manager, and just kind of, they were looking for writers, and I was deep into my unemployment at that time. He was looking for any way to get me off the couch, I think. So.
Did you sit down with him actually up front and just kind of talk and your ideas and that sort of thing?
I have a writing partner named Evan, and we met with him and kind of threw out some ideas. We actually pitched like that spring break thing. I don't know if you guys saw it, that we ended up shooting for the show, and a few things like that.
Absolutely.
And, I don't know. He didn't even know what spring break was. That's what we thought was so funny. We're like, we go to spring break, and we'll get guys to show you their butts and stuff. It'd be hilarious. And he's like, what's spring break?
Well, that was when wasn't he using the gay character in the spring break stuff?
Bruno.
Yeah,
Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bruno's great. A lot of people, Seth, where do most people know you from? 40-Year-Old Virgin or Anchorman or?
I'd say definitely 40-Year-Old Virgin at this point. That it's the only actual successful thing that I've done.
But Anchorman,
that was...
Well, I'm in that so briefly, though. You can barely even catch me. You have to be a real fan of the movie to notice I'm in it. My grandmother went to see it and didn't even notice that I was in it.
Well, I can't imagine. I was just looking at the stuff that you've got, you've gotten credits for. You were on Dawson's Creek. I can't imagine that.
I know. That was, I'm friends with the girl who was on it, and you get talked into doing these things. I met Katie Holmes, though. That's all I needed.
Nice. And of course, Freaks and Geeks. That would show a lot of people are crazy about that. In fact, I think the DVD does pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does really, really well. A lot of nerds out there. Thank God.
Well, that was a great show. I know you were pretty happy with it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was thrilled. I'm still friends with a lot of the people who, we made it with, and I still work with them. And no, that's like definitely what made me not just a high school dropout.
You, Me, and Dupree. It's in theaters today. Seth Rogen, he's Neil, and you will see him. You won't miss him in this movie. Thanks for the time, Seth.
Hey, thank you guys very much.
All right,
Thanks,
have a
man.
great day.
Good luck with it.
We'll
See
take
ya.
it easy.
Don't laugh. They're doing the best they can.
That man was weird. He was very weird.
What was going on there?
He is so high.
I so thought in the beginning of that, I thought that was a joke.
I didn't know
I
what
thought
was
he was.
I didn't know what was going on.
I didn't know either. Oh my God, that was very distracting. Wow.
So he's doing that on every radio station he's on today?
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. That's got to be freaking a lot of people out this morning. Wow.
How can I don't know how he can be in movies. I mean, how can he get along on the set?
I would think everybody, like Ali G, the minute he was confronted with that at the table, he must have been. Everybody must have went.
You want to get a cup of coffee? What? What? Okay.
Wow.
Agreement.
He's a nice
Dude,
guy.
You know what? I think your role got cut out of the movie. It's crazy.
Yeah.
9:40 The Riff.
There's sort of an age bracket for all that stuff. I mean, when you're say 14 and 15, you might just be into something different than when you're more in a college age. I don't know. I think there's something for everybody out there.
I was reading somewhere about I don't know if there's a recording of this, but did Ann do The Rooster with Alice in Chains?
Ann did that. We just did a VH1 Classics show called Decades Live Rock.
Yep.
And we did it with Alice in Chains. I came out and played, and Ann sang on Rooster with them. It's in the show.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's available soon, if not already. But that show turned out great because Alice is, as you know, probably reformed, and they're on the road right now. They actually took our bass player back.
Oh, no
Mike
kidding.
Inez was playing with us for the last 4 years, and but we have an amazing guy now.
Well, too bad for you, but it's good to know they're out there again.
Yeah, well, they're an awesome band. We let him go back to his original band.
And
but not without a little whining along the way.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Now, how tough is the touring on a marriage? We always hear about it from the guy's point of view, but from a female's point of view, how tough is the touring on your marriage? Or does Cameron ever come along on the tours?
Cameron has come out because usually we've been lucky enough for him to be in a script writing phase. One year though, he was in production with Elizabethtown, and I had to be gone for about 9 weeks, and it was really tough because cell phone reception's not always that great when you're riding on the bus at night, and you're like, what did you say? And
Yeah.
you're just trying to get a chance to check in with each other, where you can catch a moment, and it's not always easy. But we've been together a long time. We're really best friends. We really trust each other, and
yeah, that's always
so
the
we've
big
weathered
one.
all kinds of stuff, including that.
Yeah. What's he working on now?
He's got a couple of scripts going right now, so he's in a writing phase, and really great, fun stuff. I mean, it's as a Cameron Crowe fan of his work, it's comedy sort of in the vein of Fast Times at Ridgemont High grows up. I guess that's
great.
the best way I could put it.
Well, I love everything he does. I mean, what a marriage. What an entertainment marriage that is.
Oh, you're not kidding.
We're a power couple, I guess.
Yeah, you sure are.
You must keep each other entertained
Wow.
and you've gotten on some of the soundtracks of his.
I work on his movies, too. I do the instrumental music for his movies and some of the songs as well.
Yeah, Vanilla Sky, you did something on there, didn't you?
Yeah, started with Jerry Maguire and did Almost Famous and everything since, Vanilla Sky. And
So you'll have some music on these movies? The ones he's working on?
I think so. I hope you'll...
Yeah, otherwise it'd be a big argument.
It's fun working together. We really have a shorthand. And he... we have the same kind of musical taste, and so I can usually get him what he wants to hear.
I've always wondered, though, do you help him with his soundtracks? Because his soundtracks are always fantastic.
Oh, we pour through songs. It's fun, We get to, look at picture with different songs put up there, and you can just come up with amazing lists of ideas and then try them out. And it's really fun to put music to film. And it's stuff that you're sure is going to work, usually doesn't, and something you never would think of does. It's always it's a surprising journey.
What was the best song was My Father's Gun in Elizabethtown. That was such a perfect song for that.
Yeah, that really, really worked. I know. That was always in from the beginning. That was Cameron's plan. Even when he was writing the script, he knew that song would be in that movie. So sometimes it works the other way around, but yeah, he's always got great. He's such a collector and a fan, so he's he has a whole room full of CDs.
Well, I've got that. I used to play that Vanilla Sky soundtrack in my car a lot for a long time, and it's so all over the place. Porpoise by the Monkees, and McCartney's Vanilla Sky, and there's a couple of REM songs on there. The Chemical Brothers, and Cameron Diaz does a song, and the Jeff Buckley song is great.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and the Sugar Rose song.
Yeah, all of those.
All that stuff. I know. It's a really cool collection. It's like it's a mixtape basically.
Exactly.
Stuff that worked in the movie too, but yeah, his soundtracks always turn out great. The two soundtracks from Elizabethtown also really, really cool.
Yeah. Does he have some kind of a rule about as soon as it's in a commercial, he won't use it in a movie?
Oh, he tries not to, because then it's a little bit disarmed. It's not quite as much of a discovery then.
How did you meet Cameron?
My oldest friend, Kelly Curtis, who's still the manager for Pearl Jam, actually, he had met Cameron, and Cameron's roommate, Neil Preston, the rock photographer, and Kelly had met, and they had agreed that the two of us should meet. So it was matchmaker kind of thing. I'd just come off of a bad sort of relationship, and I was like, I'm not looking for anybody right now, and so they were like, no, you guys have to meet, and they both sort of both our best friends put us together.
Wow.
And that was 25 years ago.
Wow. Unreal. Hey, the Vanilla Sky song by Paul McCartney, did he see the movie before he wrote that song? Because that song seemed to fit so well. I was just curious if Cameron was able to get movies to people before they wrote songs like that.
He showed like a section of it, a sort of a rough cut of it, to Paul first, and so that Paul would have some context and some story and some, just the vibe of it. And Paul went off the next day. He had the song.
God, he must really like the Cameron's work if he's willing to, do that, go to that much trouble to write a song. Because usually,
I know. Well, he's a Cameron fan too. He likes Cameron's movies, and it's really cool when Paul McCartney leaves a message on your cell phone.
Oh God, I can't imagine.
Cameron's like, oh my God, listen to this.
Oh God, how great!
I can't believe that just happened.
Jeez, wow.
And
it's cool. He showed Almost Famous to Robert Plant, Jimmy Page.
Wow.
And just to try to get their okay to use a couple of their songs for Almost Famous, and it was one of the scenes they saw was the scene where the guy's at the kids' party and he takes LSD and he's up on the roof.
Yeah.
I am a golden god. And I guess Robert Plant turned around and said, "Oh, that was me once." Hey, I did that one time.
Well, they just used that scene in Entourage, too.
I know. We just saw that the other... Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was. Are you guys fans of that show?
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Yeah, wow. Well, it's so neat, the combination of media here. Well, we will look for you at DTE Monday, and congratulations on Heart still rocking along.
Yeah, well, thanks, you guys. I'll see you out there.
Yeah, great talking to you.
Oh, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay,
see
bye-bye.
Ya. Bye.
Wow.
Wow, man, oh, man.
I just wanted to get Cameron on the phone.
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been something?
I know. Well, he did come on the phone that one time. I forgot what I asked, and she's like, well, Cameron's right here. Why don't you just ask him?
God.
It was something about Jerry Maguire. God, his movies are so good. I mean, I could talk to him for days about all of his stuff, because Fast Times at Ridgemont High, that's Cameron Crowe, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe I read that, actually. Yeah.
Between, his history at, being such a young guy and getting to write this rock and roll stuff, and finally, getting it on screen and Almost Famous, which to me is maybe the best rock movie of all time. I don't know. It's certainly up there. I mean, what's better than Almost Famous?
Yeah, that's a pretty
Spinal
good rock
Tap.
movie, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Spinal Tap, yeah.
And then Fast Times, and like I was saying, Elizabethtown did not do that well, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's a little bit of a chick flick. That's the only problem. But Vanilla Sky was interesting, maybe not his best. Jerry Maguire was good, and I just think that guy is just a wizard. And his soundtracks are just fabulous. I can't think of many soundtracks that I'll leave in the car for weeks at a time, but like Almost Famous was one, Vanilla Sky was another one. Singles, there you go.
She's on that, too. Say Anything's another good soundtrack, which is his.
Oh, that's right, Say Anything. Well, the Singles soundtrack, that's another one I used to play in the car all the time. That's got those two Pearl Jam songs.
Yeah, Breathe and Love and Trust.
Right.
That's the best soundtrack
Yeah.
I think bar none.
That's a great movie, too.
That Pumpkin song, Drowned, is on
Yeah.
there. And
There's a...
Wood by Change. Mother Love Bone has a song on there, too.
Yeah, that's a real...
Hendrix has a song on there.
My God.
That's a real Seattle soundtrack.
It's all
I mean,
Seattle,
yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, not that Nancy Wilson's chopped liver or anything, but every time I talk to her, I just want to ask her a million things about Cameron. So it's just sort of like, well, why don't you just put him on the phone? It's funny to think of two chicks that are so into writing music and cranking out rock and roll.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
But they really are. They're very serious about what they do, and they're real serious about the brand, the Heart brand, and making sure, they don't do something and sort of mucks it up.
Yep.
And they'll be at DTE, and they do the tours. They are selling a lot of tickets, I guess.
Yep.
So
it's amazing because we talk about these rockers getting older. With the Stones and everybody. Well, everybody out there as they get old and they're still playing. And then it comes to women who are always worried about their age.
Oh, I know that would be even more horrifying.
Oh yeah, and I would think for them it's they're always battling that whole thing anyway of being females, and of course I'm sure there's a double standard there. Like I think a couple of old chicks.
And had the double whammy, too, of having all the weight.
Oh, exactly. But she can wail, though. She can sing no matter how fat she is.
Stop it.
Okay. All right. Stop and eat.
Heart Monday at DTE, and again, they've. I know they've sold a lot of tickets already. There are tickets available, but
it'll be a great show.
Yeah, it'll be a
I'm
big
sure
show out there.
Absolutely.
And our thanks to Nancy. She's always sweet as hell.
Oh my God, what a doll! Yeah.